Let's talk Big 12 quarterback power rankings with Kansas State expert Eric, Special Teams U on Twitter. The greatest Big 12 burner, quite possibly. Eric, let's start with number one. The best quarterback in the Big 12 has to be Shedeur Sanders, right?
No. I have him as two.
Wow.
I have him as two. If you look last season at who put up when the competition got tough, I have to have Noah Fafita at number one. I know he threw for 2,800 and Shedeur Sanders threw for 3,200. Doesn't matter when you don't win, sadly. So I know part of it was on the defense. Watching him play against Oklahoma, he played amazing. And then he also slaughtered Utah like 2 weeks prior. I was doing some research for this, and I was just baffled at how bad that game was.
10 wins. Noah Fafita won 10 games at Arizona. Shedeur Sanders did not do that at Colorado, only winning 4 of them. I thought for sure my $250 bet at Colorado over 4.5 wins would hit, and it did not. Number one, Noah Fafita. Meaning number two, you said Shedeur Sanders. Let's go 3 then. Who is third in a loaded quarterback class?
It's time for the glasses, man. I got Avery Johnson, number 3.
You dog.
Absolutely disgusting.
All right, hold on. I like Avery Johnson. I think there's a way to qualify him top 3. But we've seen him in 3 games. You know, like a good, strong, quality performance in 3 games. Is that enough to make him top 3, though?
I am going off of personally being
vibes.
Vibes are right up there in the ranking system, man. I have to say that from everything I've read, from everything I've watched, to everything I've seen on Avery Johnson, being as like close to K-State as I am, it would baffle me if he did not kill it this year. Now, if we were to go off talent immediately, he's probably 5. I'll give you that. Now, who do I think is going to dazzle most this year? I don't see KJ Jefferson. I don't see Jalen Daniels, and I don't see Rising like wowing you on the screen as much as Avery Johnson will, based especially on his play style, man. Yes, purple tinted glasses, absolutely. He is too high. I'll admit it right now. But Avery Johnson is that guy.
There's the top 3. Noah Fafita at 1. At 2 is Shedeur Sanders. 3 is Avery Johnson. Before we give you the middle of the pack, let's go back to number 10. I think the back half, those last 6 quarterbacks, it's just kind of a toss-up, give or take. A couple of guys out of like a BYU or a Baylor. Maybe not even Baylor. Maybe Houston, Cincinnati. What are they going to look like? We'll determine that later. But number 10 on your QB power rankings, Eric.
Alan Bowman for Oklahoma State.
34-year-old Alan Bowman.
So my thinking on this is you have Mike Gundy, and you have an amazing experienced head coach. And if there's one thing an amazing experienced head coach is going to do, it's going to improve his quarterbacks as they go on. So I expect him to take a big step forward. He was not impressive last year, and we got slaughtered in Stillwater by him, which hurt even more. So.
He did go to the Big 12 championship. He did, it's as much flack as I give him. He's a Big 12 championship attending quarterback, and that says something. Number 9.
DeQuan Finn.
Baylor guy. Yeah,
I do. MAC Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year. You look at him. You see what he did at Toledo. I think it was the first time in since 2017 that they've had
been a while.
So. You look at that and you think what can kind of jumpstart everything for Baylor and Baylor's program entirely. It just seemed like you guys were on such a trajectory, especially with that Big 12 championship. And then I don't know that just the wheels fell off. It's been a rough sled ever since. But if there's a player, especially, I literally watched some highlight tape for this, man. He looks good. He looks like a guy who will come in and will make plays happen, and Baylor should be excited for him.
Number 7.
Well, we got 8. I got Roco Beck for Iowa State. He whooped our ass. Pardon me. He whooped our butts in Manhattan during the snow game alongside Abu Sama. He ran for 7 touchdowns on us. Yeah. He's only going to improve. I think he's going to be a sophomore, I think he's going to be a sophomore. Yeah. he has arm talent. He has all the talent there. I just don't like Iowa State, which kind of moved him down the ranking as well.
Number 7.
Garrett Green, West Virginia.
Yes. And I think Garrett Green is a really good quarterback, too. It's just like,
I do.
In this class, you know?
It's really hard. I'm sure you can kind of pick now who the next 3 are going to be. It's hard to make a case for him. He's going to be so important to that offense. He's going to be everything for them. And I think he's ready to make that step. So,
yeah. Who's in there at 6?
Jalen Daniels, Kansas. It is. I can't rank him above KJ Jefferson. He lost to him last time they played. And I will say something right now. You look at KU last season, and you tell me if Jalen Daniels was the missing piece or was their play calling and Jason Bean being just as good. I promise you, Jalen Daniels is a great quarterback, but he is not a top 3.
At 6, Daniels. Number 5.
KJ Jefferson. I have him making a big step, catching up to the big boys for UCF. That's a massive transfer portal pickup.
That's a big dude, man.
He was getting hosed at Arkansas. I worked with an Arkansas fan, and after every game they lost, he'd just be like, man, I feel bad for KJ.
Yep.
He had that whole Saban thing where he Saban's like, I've never seen him throw another grown man off himself like that. He's a hell of a football player.
Yep, Danny Nose got fired because he was such a bad offensive coordinator trying to man the KJ Jefferson offense last year.
I know.
Meaning number 4 outside of the top 3, controversial, got to be Cam Rising.
It's Cam Rising.
So let's go 1 through 10. Give them to me again, and we'll try to break it down.
Number 1 starting.
Yep.
Starting at 1. No Fafita, Shedeur Sanders, Avery Johnson, Cameron Rising, KJ Jefferson, Jalen Daniels, Garrett Green, Roco Beck, Daquan Finn, and Alan Bowman.
Confident. I feel confident in a good portion of this. I think Johnson. Now, look, if you tell me this is the end of the year, this is what the rankings will be, it's tough. And nobody can argue that. It's like, oh, yeah, Avery Johnson could very well be a top 3 quarterback. I think now they might be looking a little bit too far ahead of yourself, especially putting Cam Rising. When healthy, Cam Rising could be number 1. When healthy, Daniels could be number 1. It's just a matter of Shedeur Sanders being at 2 is going to shock a lot of people. But Eric, the time, the effort, the scouting report that you put into this, I don't hate your list.
I appreciate it. I know it's going to get some flack, but Avery Johnson, yes, before anyone says it is too high, I also love my university. Cameron Rising, man, he's important to that Utah offense. If you look at the past years, they needed him. So, yeah. I mean, looking over it again, probably some adjustments could be made, but I think that the final outlook of the Big 12 will be somewhat near this.
Eric, for folks that want to find your immaculate Twitter takes, where do they go?
Special Teams U. I am off the wall. Please don't come to me for serious sports takes all the time. I like to have fun. Me and my buddies do a podcast at the Mobcast where we talk like 3 dudes at a bar, just shooting the stuff, man. Hey, Drake, thanks for having me on, man. This is cool. I used to listen all the time to this going to and from Manhattan when I was getting ready for football season. It's really surreal to be on the show.
100%, dude. Anytime. We need more everyman college football fans that also work in not just media and the Twitter space, but, talk shop. I think people they resonate more with the good old boys talking shop. That's Eric. Insert last name here. We can't put it there because the sources, they are too mysterious. This has been and always will be Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.